Alright, so my name's Curtis Steins. This is my electrical project, radio data system. So I'm president of the radio station, well, I will be president of the radio station, so I kind of wanted to build something for the radio station for my electrical project. So I did a, so RDS is when you have your radio, when you receive radio, you'll have the station, and like in your car, you'll have the station, and also a lot of times you'll have text under it. So I wanted to control what the text was and be able to do various information about things on the college, any emergency weather information, especially music information, station information. So here's a quick diagram of what it would look like. So I have my microcontroller. So I have two microcontrollers hooked up, an Arduino with a keyboard and a display, comes over to another microcontroller with an automation computer, which go to an RDS, which go to the transmitter. So I wanted to be able to take a constant stream of data, and then be able to take a constant stream from, like user input as well. So here's a little quick schematic of it. Oh, I already had a schematic, but here's a little bit more in depth. So I have my user input here, with my Arduino microcontroller. It shows the voltages on this one. So this one, it's 5 volts across to my KLZ board, and then I have from the automation computer, it's a 12 volt input, scaled down to 5 volts for the KL board, which scales back up to 12 volts for the RDS. And so to be able to scale those voltages, I needed a max 232, which will convert my 5 volts up to 12 volts, and my 12 volts down to 5 volts. So here's the little, here it is, and I have the oscilloscope I use that to be able to find the 5 and 12 volts. So here's a little data sheet of the max 232 with the inputs. So 9 and 12 over here would be my input over to the KL. These are like the 5 volt inputs, along with these are the 5 volt outputs. And then over here are the 12 volt inputs and the 12 volt outputs. So it's a little quick video of the Arduino, the keyboard, the display. I'm gonna play that. Illustrate it if you want. So it just shows the, I got my hand over the display, but so is the Arduino and the keyboard working, and the display and the keyboard. So there we go. And then let's go to the next slide. Yeah, there's a, you want to head back? I forgot to say something. So there's a wired out, and that's on the oscilloscope. I had it set up so whenever you press a button, you can see it coming down, whenever you hit a key. So it did work. Here's some code of the Arduino. So it has this is all the initializing stuff for like the keyboard and display, and then this is the print on the display, and then I have it come over here. This is all commented out. This is just like extra inputs for like the down up. The only one I'm actually using is delete besides the normal keys. So the delete will clear the display, and then just the normal keys, it'll just print it serially and print it on the display. And then, so this goes over the KL board. So the KL takes in serial information on the E20 port. So, or no, that transmits from the E20 to the RDS board, and then it takes in information from the Arduino on E1 up there. And then this is actually really, I initialized all the serial ports, but this is really the only code I use. All it is it looks for a receive character in the serial port, and it puts it over to the RDS. And then, so just a little bit of information about the program. All I wanted it to do was take in inputs from the, let me just skip this slide. I already talked about that. So here's a little demonstration of that while we're all working.
So I am typing
A little quiet.
Arduino
You wanna turn up the volume on the computer?
And that goes over to my KL board, which goes over to TerraTerm.
Oh, it's over there, okay. I guess we don't get a lot of sound. So I had it hooked up with TerraTerm instead of going to the RDS board and tested it first, so,
And
oh, there we go.
what part of this, how does this fit into your overall strategy?
Alright, so
Is this 50%, 20%, 80%?
I'd say this is, I'd say like 80%, because I'm just, once I could just hook this up to my RDS board, and it should work. I just wouldn't have automation hooked up, which
Okay.
would just take another serial port.
So you've got some Max 232 stuff here.
Yeah.
Where does that fit in?
That'll fit in when I go from my pinouts on here, which is 5-volt logic. I'll go over to through my Max 232 to make 12-volt logic into my serial port on the RDS board.
So, I mean, all I really have left is just to do PC boards, because I have it all breadboarded right now. I haven't printed out any PC boards, and then I would just have to hook up. I'd have to get the automation working, which wouldn't be probably too hard, and then get it with, just hook it up to the RDS board, and it should be good. And then I had a cost thing on there as well. It was about, I think, $35 between everything.
That's what you wrote.
Yeah, it is, yeah. I didn't put a price on the keyboard because I got that for free, and you could probably find any of those for free around because it's an old outdated PS2 keyboard that nobody uses anymore. Kind of considered junk by now. The display you guys had here would probably be $5 online. The Arduino you guys had here would be $5 or $10 online. The KL board, $20 online. I just used the one I had, and I mean, the RDS board is just part of the radio station. I didn't really include that on my price, so, because that's not really part of the main project. So,
So, if you go back to the KL25Z code,
yeah.
initializing the
Alright,
serial
so
Yes.
port. Right, so, can you describe what you have to add to that? Because clearly that wasn't showing everything.
That was just the, what do you mean?
Well, okay, so can you describe how that works on the computers on your system diagram? How's that? Can you relate that to the system diagram?
Okay.
What part of the system diagram does that represent?
We'll bring it back to the system diagram.
Like slide 3.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's just right here. So that's taking in serial input from the Arduino and input from the computer and just transmitting over the RDS.
Now,
That
those
makes
two
sense.
lines of code are taking input from the automation computer?
No, I don't have a code for automation
Right,
yet.
so what-
It's just coded to take in the Arduino input.
Okay, so you have the Arduino running and
Yes.
it's outputting to its little display
Yeah,
and
it's out.
simultaneously sending
Yeah.
it out. Okay,
Yes.
so that one line you have there connecting Arduino to the KL25Z, that's
That's the serial output.
That's what you were showing on the.
That's the
video board.
transmit serial, yeah.
Okay. And then, when you were showing the second video,
Yes.
where was that? What were we looking at? On the
The second video was the last
display.
video, the
Yeah.
last slide. So that was my Arduino, typing in my Arduino, which was putting a display in the Arduino, which was coming over to the KL board, which was then putting that over to the RDS. Or not already, I had, instead of placing RDS here, I had TerraTerm, so it was coming up, my microcontroller was transmitting to the TerraTerm.
So you're simply, what you've demonstrated
Yes.
in those two videos is your ability to type on your keyboard.
Yeah.
Your Arduino gets it, sends it, the KL25Z
Yeah.
gets it, sends it
To TerraTerm.
to TerraTerm.
Which TerraTerm was just in place of the RDS, so,
Right, and presumably the RDS would pick it up and
yeah,
transmit it, and you would see
Yeah.
hello world on
Yeah.
everybody's radio.
yeah.
Okay, so, going back to the software,
Okay,
what do you think the changes in the software need to be to allow you to do
so,
simultaneous with the kind of stuff?
so
that
the
you-
automation system we have prints out a, text data sheet that we use for the SEC, so I just have to pull the, line of text. You just wanna go over to, actually it's fine here. So I just pull the text from the,
I guess I want you to go to the software one, it's
Okay.
right third from the end.
there from the end.
Keep going. That one, right there.
Okay.
There's not very much on that
Yeah,
page.
so basically I'd add another for loop here for a different, that would have a second receive from the computer. And it would just receive from the computer and then it would just go over to TerraTerm, just kinda like that one. That's all it would be, but receiving would be, I would just have to have, so I'll just go back to where I was saying. So automation prints like a text-based, information about the song that is being played. I would just have to receive, the important information from that. I might have to build, maybe a program to parse that for me, parse the information for me.
So does the automation computer currently dissect that text file and just send the important stuff to the RDS?
I could probably get it to do that, yes.
Well, I guess, maybe what I'm asking is, what does the automation computer do now? Because everything you talked about is modifying what you're doing now, right?
Yeah. So the RDS prints out a text data sheet that has information about the song that's playing, which would include the artist, the song, and then what time it's played.
So, I believe you.
Okay. I mean,
What does the radio do with that information?
Displays it across the screen in your
Does
car.
does all that stuff show up on the radio screen,
it would show up on the,
along the bottom edge?
yeah, that's what it would do.
Okay,
It doesn't
you
do
know,
it right
I
now.
really haven't paid attention in my car radio, but I know it, you know, it says the artist's name.
Yeah, it doesn't do that right now at our station, but I would want it to.
But that's what we're talking about,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
And you wanna overrule that
Yeah,
at some point and be able to say, come to BCC now, there's a party in the
Yeah,
jail or
something,
something.
whatever, yeah.
Right, okay, so special important announcements
yes,
would override
the
the
automation.
normal stream of data. So
I would have to write the program to do that.
okay, so your program doesn't have to format the data coming from the automation
I
computer.
don't believe so, no.
That would just come straight through.
Yeah,
What your program has to do is prioritize
yeah,
what's coming from your Arduino keyboard setup
yeah,
and stop the flow of data from the automation and insert this stream.
yeah,
Does that make sense?
I think so.
All right, so with that in mind, just a thought, what you have there right now actually serves the automation computer very nicely because it just streams the data, it doesn't think about it
Yeah.
at all.
Yeah,
What you need to do is write your program in such a way
yeah,
that when it gets one character from the Arduino, it shuts off that input because you don't want an overlapping of the two message strings, right?
yeah.
You actually have to shut down the automation stream.
Well, yeah, I think I would do that and I'd include a delay for how long I wanted it on there, something like that.
Yeah, something,
Yeah.
but that's all part of what you have to add. So
Yeah.
this is just demonstrating one pathway
Yeah.
through the system. It, as written, you
Yeah.
wouldn't get any automation stream.
Yeah,
So,
that's true.
I think what you're gonna end up with when you get this all working is 20 lines of code, not just another.
Yeah, I was just showing what I had now.
Yeah,
I thought that was important.
okay. Any other questions?
Can you go back to your Arduino code?
Alright.
Okay. In that long string of if-else statements, is there a reason you aren't using just a switch statement?
No, I mean, I could have done that. I mean, they're not being used right now, and I probably won't use them, so I just kind of have it commented in there if I already use them.
Can I interject? Did you
Yeah.
write this code or is this?
No.
Okay, so you modified somebody else's code.
Yeah, I modified somebody else's code that came with.
Okay, so I would just, you're not doing this presentation again, but why not just delete all those
Okay.
ones that you took out, and then you don't have to answer his question.
Alright. That's good.
But, it's a good question.
Alright.
Yeah, I think when you're using other people's code, that's fine, just
Yeah.
say that up front, written by, you know, some clue that you're using somebody else's stuff.
Oh,
But
okay.
then highlight, you know, bold, color, whatever, what you change, because that's the
Okay.
important thing in this course anyway.
Alright,
So, or put it in the comments or something.
yeah. Okay, I mean, the comments, these comments are, this stuff I wrote, that was just saying what each of those commands did.
Yep.
And then, I guess I left that in there in case I wanted to use any of those keys, just so I could uncomment and then have a reuse.
But for the purposes of this presentation, it would have been trivial to
Yeah.
cut that whole block out.
Okay,
Make the font bigger so we could actually read it and,
Okay.
you know. So yeah. What's living in the Arduino, I don't really care, we can't see it, but what you're presenting is a whole bunch of code. The implication was you wrote it, but you took some stuff out, you
Yeah.
know, so
alright.
just, and there's really very little at the beginning that we care about,
It's
it's the piece about getting stuff from the keyboard, I
Yeah.
don't know where that's happening.
This is important, so, I have a function, the display keyboard, so this actually just displays on the display there what it is, and then this sends over the serial port, that's really all it is.
So that whole if structure is actually reading from a keyboard, somebody else wrote that function.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
it-
I mean, all I have is just, this reads the, like, the I have delete that'll clear the display, and then,
And then at the top, if it reads any other
oh
character.
yeah, at the top, yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, it's pretty straightforward what it's
Yeah.
doing, I think, you know, you just need to emphasize
Okay.
the 2 or 3 things it's doing. It's not a word processor.
Yeah,
If you make a mistake typing, well, then the whole world sees it on their radios, right?
oh, yeah,
So, because this is coming out continuously, right?
yeah.
So you might want to add something where you can type something, clear
Yeah,
it,
that's
and
what I
then
was thinking I should do.
send.
I
Put
would
send.
one of those little
yeah.
displays from the KLZ on there, so that way they see
That's
it.
what he has.
Well, no,
Yeah.
I mean, on the Arduino itself.
It
That's
isn't.
what he had.
It is,
That's what he
okay.
does,
yeah.
So then,
but-
then you can see it, you can delete it.
Yeah, that's exactly what it does.
But that's not what he's doing.
I just
he's
have it.
live streaming it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
And then
have
you
live
can
streaming
hit
right now.
enter.
I would like to change that, as part of the reason I kept some of those buttons in there
And
as
then you
well,
can
so I
hit
can
enter to
activate
send
those,
it.
so.
Right, yeah, you can, exactly. So I think it can be made very user-friendly. I
Yeah.
think you're talking a few more lines of code.
Yeah,
I think you're talking a lot less work making that work than you are on the KL25Z, where you
Yeah.
have to do this priority thing
yeah.
with the 2 ports, so. But clearly this is good. Looks like it's a useful product. You
Yeah.
probably can't sell too many of them, because,
I mean, this is more of a, it wasn't really as, I mean, I designed it to be more of just recycling stuff I had.
sure, no.
So-
And I mean, it's the right level of complexity, it's right in a lot of ways. I think it's a good project to use, and let's get it working,
Yeah.
all right? Thank you.
Sure.